Yo, 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 yo. Let's put this up. Let me see here. Um, um, I'm going to make sure that I have what I need so that I can see your comments. Hey, so we're going to talk for a moment. Uh, as I normally say, if you're going to hang out, drop your name in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Let me make sure I can see your comments first of all. And let's get ready to go. All right, so I'm going to share extremely transparently right now for those who are watching. Um, and I hope by the end of this, each of you that are watching will feel like you can make it. And I don't know what you may be going through, but I need to share this so that you know um, some really good action steps. So let's be clear. Each of you that are watching this right now has felt some type of anxiousness, some type of maybe distress, a lot of different things in your life. So I want to be very careful today to make sure that I share from a place of restoration. The fact is, many of the people that will see this video, and even you right now, and again, if you're going to watch, feel free to let me know that you're here because I believe that whatever I'm about to say now is going to bless you because it's going to bless me first. And I'm going to use what God has blessed me with to bless you. So let me know that you're here so that I can show you some love. But my first question is what would happen if you gave up right now? And this isn't a trick question, but think about what you're doing in your life. Think about where you're trying to go in your life. Think about your expectations. Think about your family, your friends, your hopes, your dreams. Think about all of that type of stuff. And for a minute, think about what would happen to everything that's in you and everything that you have the potential to grasp and to maintain and to reach if you gave up right now. The fact is, sometimes giving up is so easy that many of us do it. I can admit there are times where the sight of discomfort pushes me to be like, yo, forget this. And when you allow being uncomfortable and reacting based on you being uncomfortable to determine your actions. So, being uncomfortable, reacting to it in a way that makes you give up is going to be a mistake on your behalf. Life gets uncomfortable. I have friends and family members right now that are living in a place of discomfort. You're watching this and you're probably living in a place where you're like, hey, some stuff is good, but there's also some stuff that's bad. Last night I asked someone a question. I said on a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being absolutely amazing and 1 being I need a break. I asked him, how are you on that scale from 1 to 5? And then you can share your comments on a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being absolutely great. I wouldn't change a thing in the world. And 1 being, I just need a break from it all. I need a vacation. I need to sit in a room or whatever your way of getting away is. What would your number be from 1 to 5? And when you think about this number from 1 to 5, I need you to consider the fact that even if your number is high or low, you will be okay. Somebody that you will share this video with will be okay because they got the information that they needed. They got the connection that they needed. They got that push that they needed. The fact is, our lives are going to be full of discomfort. Our lives are going to be full of moments that feel like we just need to get away. There are people sick. There are people hurting. There are people in all kinds of situations. And my goal today is to use me as an example of perseverance. Literally today, I was like, I'm not going to go live today. I'm not going to go live because I just didn't feel like it. And some of you may hit those moments where you be like, man, I just don't feel like it. This is not what I want to do. You're overwhelmed, you're overworked, whatever the situation is. And as soon as I was thinking about, man, I'm not going to go live, somebody messages me this or sends me this message. It says, Antoine, thank you again for giving me the encouraging words. I was having a little anxiety and piloting a 2-day new class. I just finished and it was so beautiful and powerful. God came through as always. I appreciate you. Literally, the moment that I was like, I'm not going to go live is the moment God sent somebody to say, wait, what you've shared with me touched my life, helped me to overcome some anxiety, and it worked out. If you were to give up right now on some of the things that you were working on, you may be giving up right before you strike gold. There's an image that floats around where there's these two guys that they're like mining, and they have their chisels or whatever, and they're going through the mine. And then one guy gives up. He's like, I am so tired. Thanks, Didi. He's like, I'm so tired. So he's chiseling. He's going through this thing, and on the other side of the barrier is some gold or some coal or whatever it is. So he's striking and he's striking, and then he gets tired and he gives up and he walks away. The other guy keeps chiseling. He keeps doing it and he keeps going, and eventually he gets to it. But the guy that stopped chiseling, the guy that stopped pushing through the dirt, the guy that stopped going through the pressures of trying to get to this goal, he stops, and the picture shows that like he was just a couple of chisels away from the goal. He was just a couple of swings away from success. Some of you have been swinging an axe, you've been swinging your hopes, you've been swinging your dreams, you've been pushing, and you feel like the end is nowhere in sight. You've been giving your all to relationships, to friendships, to businesses, to your job, and all of this type of stuff, and you're feeling like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Another Monday is going to come, another week is going to come, and I'm going to have so much to do. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that you don't know at what point you're going to swing into success. So, what would happen if you were to give up right now? Think about all of the things that you have, all the goals that you have, all the hopes that you have, all of the stuff that's in front of you, but you can't really see it clear. Like, imagine how some people don't have the best vision. Some people may have to wear glasses. Everybody's situation may be a little bit different. But just because someone is looking at something and it's blurry doesn't mean that the thing is not there. Sometimes people have to put on the right glasses, the right perspective to know that what was once blurry was still something. So imagine your life right now. Sometimes our future feels like it's just a blurry mess. We're not sure if we should go right. We're not sure if we should go left. We're not sure of what to do. And our future looks blurry. Our situations look blurry. We're not sure if we should hold on to A or get rid of C. We're not sure of what to do. And it's really blurry. And if you have some challenges with your vision, you may know this better than even me. So I'm going to give you another example. Imagine driving on the highway in foggy conditions, not being able to see more than one or two cars ahead of you because it's so foggy. But while you're driving, you're going and you know that even though you can't see the road, even though you can't see far enough in front of you, there is still something there. Maybe your situation is different. Maybe you've had an experience where you've had a job and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to get this promotion. I don't know if this job is going to get any better. I don't like the management. I don't like the admin. I don't, whatever it may be. And you're trying to push through, but you're like, I just don't see this being worth it. I don't see this as the right thing. But sometimes that happens because of our perspective and our mindset. When we build a mindset that says, even though it's blurry, I'm not going to act like what's in front of me is not in front of me. Your income stream may seem blurry. You're like, hey, I want to hit this amount of money a month. Or your work situation may be blurry. You're like, I don't know if I can show up to the job another day. Your marriage may be blurry. Your relationship may be blurry. Your friendships may be blurry. But some of those blurry situations are worth seeing through. Again, if you're driving in the fog, sometimes you can't stop. If you're driving in the storm, sometimes you can't stop, because this is interesting. And you've probably seen this before where there's a storm out, or at least I've seen it, and maybe you can connect to this, but there's a storm out and people stop in the midst of the storm. It's raining really hard. They pull their car over to the side of the road. And then you see another person that pulls their car off under a bridge. You have to choose which person you're going to be. You can stop your car in the middle of the rain, in the middle of the storm, where now you're sitting, the rain is hitting you, you can't get out your car, you can't stretch your legs, you can't do any of that stuff because you stopped at the wrong place. Sometimes it's okay to take a break, but you have to know when and where to take a break. You have to know that if you give up at the wrong time, you could be hurting all of those around you. So for me, I'm going to read this again. This is a text message that really pushed, not text message, but the inbox message that pushed me to say, you know what, you can't give up. Like, I was not going to go live today. I was like, yo, I'm just not feeling it. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to share. But I believe that I had to get onto this live because someone needs to hear what I have to share. Even if I have to share from a place of like, yo, it just ain't in me today. Sometimes you will have to do the same thing. So this message says, Antoine, thank you again for giving me the encouraging words. I was having a little anxiety about piloting a 2-day new class. I just finished and it was so beautiful and powerful. God came through as always. I appreciate you. There is somebody waiting on you to do what you're supposed to do. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're not only being a hindrance to yourself, but you're being a hindrance to those people that you're supposed to touch. What would happen if you gave up right now? Yesterday, this week has been a test for me. But I can't just stop. I can't just lay down because there are some things that my legacy depends on. I don't live for just me. I don't live for just the day. But sometimes I have those moments where I'm like, yo, I don't feel like it. If you have had those moments where you wake up and you be like, I don't feel like it, just put it in the comments. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Can someone, if you have had those moments where you're like, you know, I don't feel like it. It's okay to have those moments. We realize that those moments happen, but when those moments happen, you have to say, I know that I don't feel like it, but I'm tough enough to push through. Because if I give up, if I stop, if I throw in the towel, something else that was meant to happen won't happen. And you're meant for more. You are designed for greater. So don't allow situations to stop you from pushing through. Don't allow what didn't work to stop you from continuing to do the best that you can do. You will have days that you're like, no more. You will have days like, I can't do it. But don't give up, because you're not giving up on what's around you. You're giving up on you when you stop. You can call it whatever you want to call it, But at the end of the day, if you stop something that you know that you're supposed to be doing, you're stopping on you. And you are more important and you deserve more than to be a quitter. I can attest to this because there have been times where I'm like, the easy route is to stop. The more comfortable route is to stop. And I am perfectly okay with stopping. But you have to change your mindset. You have to change your perspective. You have to change how you feel and say, no, I can't stop. What if some of the pioneers of greatness had stopped? What if our Martin Luther Kings and our Harriet Tubmans and all of these people had stopped? Where would we be today if they got into their feelings and were like, I can't take anymore. It's too much. I don't know who all is watching. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're called to do, but I do want you to know that there is something in the future that's waiting on your today. There's something in the future that is waiting on your today. And if you stop now, the whole world stops too. Because you're just that great, you're just that important, you're that big of a deal. And you can put it in the comments. I'm that big of a deal. I'm that big of a deal because I am important. I am the GOAT. I am whatever I believe I can be and whatever I say that I am. So you have to push yourself to a whole nother level. Thank you, Mario. You have to push yourself. And pushing yourself will hurt. Pushing yourself will be uncomfortable. Uh and there's so much more to you, and you are not called to give up. So yeah, Elgin, purpose over feelings, and that's a strong one because we can experience our feelings even when we can't experience our purpose. Sometimes, like, because our feelings are so close to us, our emotions are so close to us that we will negate purpose because of how we feel. I've done it. You've done it. I'm not afraid to admit it because when you negate what you're called to do, what else happens? What would happen if you gave up right now? If you gave up on what you were called to do, if you gave up on what is in you to do, so what I have to say to you today is keep pushing, keep praying, keep being patient. And for you to miss the stories that I shared earlier, go back and watch the earlier part of this video. And I appreciate y'all hanging out. And I pray that something that I shared blesses you to push because I have to practice what I preach. I have to live through what I'm saying. And sometimes that is not easy. It is like I'm a believer that everybody should get a nap. So for me, I'm like, I sometimes I'd be like, I just rather take a nap than push. But every time I do that instead of pushing, I'm letting down me. Now, getting rest is important, and our bodies need the rest. So being reasonable in the amount of rest we get is perfectly fine. But there is a time where you have to say, this is not the time to rest. This is not the time to give up. So for you, don't give up this week. I know you may be going through, I'm going through, my family is going through, my friends are going through, everybody's going through. But let's go through and make it to the other side. Let's make it to the goal. Let's make it out of what we're in because there's more to us than this. There's more to us than this. I hope this has been able to help you. I hope it blessed you as much as it blesses me. And right here, we just go for the push. We push. We go through what we have to go through because we got to get to the other side. So if y'all have any questions, comments, statements, whatever, all of those, uh, yeah, I'll give a couple of seconds. I got text messages coming through. I got a lot. Like, yo, I was legit like drained. I feel a little bit better now after sharing this stuff, but like, I pour out a lot. So sometimes the amount of stuff that I pour out, I'd be like, oh, I'm exhausted. But I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for hanging out with me, for commenting on Facebooks and YouTube, whichever one you're watching from. And yeah, that's all I got. If you missed it, rewind, watch it. I'm trying to grow this beard out too. So y'all pray for your boy because this camera is backwards, so it's weird. I'm like looking at myself. So like I'm getting a little bit here, and I'm gonna keep lining it up and making it happen. Uh, beard ish gang. I don't know. All right, y'all. It's been real. I need to take a nap. I'm tired, but I'm good. Let's go. Peace.